Okay, so this week we're supposed to be going through, and I think next week too, Chapter 6 and test out. We've already played with our PowerShell script and got users imported. So I want to kind of go to HyperV and go over some stuff that we can do with that and patching our servers, which might be kind of cool. So our servers don't have internet on them, so you can't use Windows updates, and that's kind of neat. We can patch them without having internet. Now we could use enhanced session mode and drag and drop downloaded patches directly into them and run them. You could also shut a server down and patch it while it's offline. With Hyper-V, that can be useful for templates. You've got some machines out there that are configured, and as you need more servers or whatever, you can make copies of them, so you don't have to do a full reinstall. But as the templates sit out there over the months and years that they sit there, they get further and further out of date from Microsoft updates. So a feature Microsoft allows you to do is patch virtual machines while they're offline. And one of the things you got to worry with before you download a cumulative update for Microsoft and install it, you got to look if there's a servicing stack update. That's actually the Windows Update program that's installed into Windows. If there's ever a servicing stack update, any patches made after that's released won't install unless the Windows Update program is actually updated to the latest version. So that took me a little bit the first time, or actually the second or third semester we were doing this offline, that all of a sudden the latest cumulative patch wouldn't install. Like, well, I did this in the past, why won't this install? Figured out they had an update for the Windows Update program. So you had to update the Windows Update program before you could update Windows. That's kind of hard to say. And found out it's called Servicing Stack Update. So I Google searched and found all the Servicing Stack Updates and what they require and downloaded them. There's a very latest one from February 2019. I don't think I have this one downloaded, but we have the one from 2018. I think there's two in 2018, maybe one in 2017, 2018, something like that. So I don't have this one downloaded, but it's a pretty simple process. You can go in and look at your version of Windows 10 or Windows 2016 server and download the Servicing Stack Update for it. So these two are almost the same size, the top and bottom one there. But I'm not going to download the latest one. We've already got some pre-downloaded from other semesters. If you look in your ISO folder on your C drive, you may find about 3 Windows Update programs, MSUs. Two of them will be around 11 meg in size. Those are the Windows Update programs. And you notice they'll have a KB article or KB knowledge base number. So I have a 41 here, and then I have a 44. So the 41 there would need to be installed first since it's the oldest one. And then I'm looking at the next number, 44, would be installed next. It's a 44.6. And then notice there's one that's about a 1.4 gigabytes in size. Notice this number is even higher. It's a 44.8 instead of 446. So that right there was I think released the same month as this Servicing Stack Update. I believe that was done in February of 2018 or something like that. So we're going to have to install Windows Updates, and then we can install this 1.4 gig patch, cumulative patch, into our 2016 server. Do you have those in your ISO folder? So if you got them, then we can go ahead and proceed. We can go ahead and proceed and install these patches. I'm going to pick on server 3 first. So I'm going to log into my server 1. Got too much stuff going on here. Okay. So I'll log into my server 1. and open up Server Manager. And I'm going to go ahead and click on all servers. It's been a little while over the weekend and stuff, so I'm going to refresh Server Manager a few times until everything shows up correctly. So after Server Manager has been running for several days, it has to go through some refreshes before it can manage the server. Server 3, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I'm going to right click and tell it to shut down. There's not a shutdown. There's restart. Well, okay, we'll learn another way. I'm going to right click my start menu and launch PowerShell admin. Don't do this maliciously to other students. You can screw them up. I'm going to type in shutdown/I for interactive dialog box prompt. Shutdown space /I. It brings up a computer shutdown dialog that I can add server 3, and I can now tell it to shut down. I don't care about displaying a warning to anybody for a very long period of time because nobody's logged into it. So warn users for 1 second, and I'll make a choice down here. Is we're going to do security issue plan because we're installing security patches onto the server. But really anything, if you change, make an option of why you're shutting it down. A lot of times servers require you to change it and actually have an option for why you're shutting it down, or else it won't shut down. So I've just added server 3, changed the drop down to shut down, security issue. I'm going to hit OK. And now server 3 can shut down. Learning HyperV, I could have done it another way. I could have gone in here and right-clicked and told it to shut down guest operating system by right-clicking on it in HyperV. Maybe I should have done that since that was chapter 6, is HyperV information. Now you learn a evil way that you can bring up a shutdown on top of somebody else's computer name. Don't do that though. They're in the middle of the test or homework. You may have slashed tires in the parking lot, so don't do that. Don't slash somebody's tires either, just because I said that. No. Yep. So server 3 is powered off.
What did you put? Operating system reconfiguration?
I just picked something. I did security at the bottom because we are doing a security. And probably really the easiest way, since we are playing with HyperV, I'm going to go ahead and use HyperV as a method. I can click Edit Disk next, and I can click Browse. That's a quick way for me to go directly to where all of my disks are using HyperV Manager. If I don't know exactly where my hard disk files are stored, what folder, because sometimes they're stored in some unique locations, it's really easy to click Edit Disk, hit Next, hit Browse, and it shows you all the hard disk of all your virtual machines. It was just a quick way to get there. I know it's on V drive. I could open up File Explorer and went V drive and been done with it, but a lot of times these are located under like C, users, public desktop, HyperV. They're buried in a deep folder a lot of times, so you don't know where they're located. Now, this is just a quick to jump straight there. Do you see our LAN 1 server 3? VHD. When you locate that, you can right click on it and there's a mount option. Go ahead and click mount. So we're not really using this edit disk for anything other than making it really quick and easy to mount and you will now have something called local disk. What drive letter did it choose? Is it E or F on your machine? You're looking for local disk on the left side, because when you right clicked and mounted it, it auto mounted it to a drive letter. Did you see what it mounted it to? You should have a C drive, you should have a V drive, you probably don't have any mapped folders, so you probably have a D drive for your, well, you may or may not have a D drive. Go back to your File Explorer window. Not inside the server. No, we mounted this in our main machine. Go ahead and close out server 1. Yeah, close out server 1. So just open up File Explorer and go and click on HyperV there. I don't know that you actually, so find your server 3, right click on it and click mount. So it's in use. Okay. Okay. Now look at your HyperV window. And let's make sure server 3 is not powered off for some reason. Right click on it and tell it to shut down then. Well, your shutdown command didn't work. Yeah, go and hit shutdown and shut down. Okay, so it powered off. That's good. Now go back to your File Explorer, V drive. Now when you right click and go mount, it mounts it to E drive. So that's actually the server 3's hard disk that you're seeing while it's offline. So we can go and close out File Explorer, but remember it's E colon. Everybody in here should be E colon on yours. Unless you have a CD in your system, then it would be F colon or something probably. So we can actually drag files into those from File Explorer and manipulate while it's offline. So I want you now to right click and open up a PowerShell admin. This is not from server 1 or server 2, it's actually from your guest operating system. Could even be a Windows 10 machine that you're on, but we are running 2016 for the HyperV in here. So we're right clicking on our start menu and go and open up Windows PowerShell admin. You're going to change directory. You should be at C drive. You're going to change directory into /ISO and hit your tab key, because it may be ISO or ISOS. But if you hit your tab key, it should autocomplete. And go and hit enter. Mine's located in a different location, but you should now be at C:/ISO or ISOS. And if you type in LS and hit enter, you should see those long KB files. Now mine's on a different drive, but you should be in your CISO and see those patch files. So I'm going to record, so you got to do CD space /ISO and hit tab and then enter. So now you're in the right spot. You type in LS and hit enter. This is kind of like Linux. You'll see the Windows 10, the KB articles down there at the bottom. I should have 3 of them. The KB41, 44.6, and the 44.8 that you're seeing on your screen. Okay, so I'll stop looking at yours now. Mine's on a different drive. That's something you don't have in Unix, Linux. Remember Linux class, you had no drive letters, but Windows have drive letters, so I'm going to have to change top the drive letter colon, change into D drive. I have to go into my ISOs folder, into Windows, and when I type ls, and there's where my files are at. So I was in a different drive, where I had mine located, but yours should have been in the ISO folder. So now that we've gotten here, we need to run commands to patch the Windows system. So I'm going to do I'm going to Google search patch VHD offline because I don't remember all the command switches and junk. Step by step offline VM template servicing with Windows. This right here looks like probably a good blog post to go read. So what do all we have to do? So prepare. Generalized, done, ready. This is automating if you had to do a whole bunch of them at once using PowerShell. So I've got to break this apart. So we've already mounted our drive. So apply a single update. So looking at that, I'm going to try to, so it says add Windows package. Was the commandlet to type in -path, and it wants the location of our mounted VHDX file. Yours mounted to E://, right? Mine mounted F://. So if yours was E, use E://, and mine happened to be F, so I'm using F://. It also says need to provide it the package. Oh. Yeah, package path. And I'm in the current folder, so I think I should just be able to type in Windows and keep hitting my tab until that I get to the KB13 or 413 file.
Is that a period backslash?
It auto did that when I started hitting tab. I typed the word Windows and I started hitting tab until it brought the right file up. Because as I continue hitting tab, it'll cycle through all of the files to start with the word Windows. So I just tabbed until it came up to KB13, 413. And I'm going to hit enter and see if it will add that package. And this should update the Windows Update service inside of the Server 3's hard disk. And we got a nice progress bar. And again, I just had to Google this to remember what command that we use, and there's another command that can be used, a DOS-based command called DISM, desired system state. DISM is a command that you can push patches into. So that package was added. It says no restart is needed on the server. Of course, it's offline anyway, so I'm going to hit my up arrow key and I'm going to hit tab again. Actually, I guess I'm going to have to backspace that until I get to just KB, and I'm going to hit tab until I get to the 446, because that's the next highest number. So I'm going to add this second servicing stack update, and it will run and do the same thing. We could copy that script somebody had and run a script, so do a for each. It would mount each of the server's hard disk, run the patches, then demount them and mount the next one, then run the patches and demount them. Okay, mine finished. Now I'm going to do the same. I hit the up arrow key. Let me clear my screen here. I'm going to hit the up arrow key and backspace, like all the way back to the KB part. And I'm going to hit tab until I get to the 448 file. So it starts with the lowest number, 413, 446. Hit tab one more time. Now this is the 1.4 gig cumulative patch. I'm going to hit enter and run it. And that will probably take a good amount of time since it's 1.4 gigabytes in size. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video while this thing progresses across. Okay, well this patch is going to take an extended amount of time to do, so I want to go ahead and look at something a little bit further while that's patching. When it gets done, we'll just start server 3 back up and it'll be patched to whatever this version. I think it's February or something like that. It's not very new. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to connect into server 1. I want to make sure I'm in enhanced session mode, so I may need to click up here, and if it says enhanced session mode, go and click on it. If it says basic, you're in the right mode. Enhanced session mode allows us to copy and paste files into the server. So what I'm wanting to do, I'm wanting to find Google Chrome, and I want to deploy it out with group policy to my client machine out here. So I need to go get Google Chrome. So I want us all to open up a browser. Might as well be Google Chrome's browser. And we're going to go to Google. And we're going to search for Chrome MSI Guess download offline. And it brings us to a Chrome Enterprise installer from the Google site. I'm not going to go here because that's not Google. Pick Cloud Google up here. It looks like a good link. So if I launch this, this is for an enterprise install of Google. So you want to deploy Google Chrome out to all of your clients in an enterprise, maybe hundreds or thousands of workstations. So get Google Chrome for enterprise. So scroll down here. They've got a 64-bit or 32-bit bundle. They even got it for Mac. But we're going to grab the one for the 64-bit and click download. You already have to accept the ALUA. Sure, your company's lawyer would, I'm not going to send crash reports or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and accept and download. But your company's lawyer would read the license agreement and tell you if you can use the software or not.
Did you open the browser from server 1 or from
No,
the actual
server 1 doesn't have Google Chrome on it.
PC, right?
Once it downloads, it will have it down in the lower left corner, or you can go to your File Explorer downloads, or you can click the drop down and go show in folder. So basically what I'm wanting to do is right click that file and copy it, and then go into my server 1 and right click and paste it on the desktop. That's only if you're in enhanced session mode. So if you hit the mouse over that icon at the top, and it should say basic session, and then you can paste. If it says enhanced session, when you mouse over it, you have to go and click on it, choose a screen resolution size, log in, and then you can paste. Okay, so once you've got it on your desktop, I need to go check on server 3, see if it's done. Just doing my PowerShell window. No, server 3 is not done yet. So I can't go a whole lot further right now. I'm going to go ahead and double click this Google Chrome, and I'm going to look at what's inside of it. So I need to go under installers. And I'm going to grab the 57 meg file right here. I'm going to copy and paste that onto my desktop. And that way it's extracted. That's the file that we're going to put on server 3 when it gets finished. Other things that are in here that we will cover in LAN 2. There's some stuff under configuration, and they have group policy templates for configuring Google Chrome, because Microsoft doesn't have policies built in to manage third-party products, but third-party companies like Google that want to deploy on Microsoft and be out in the enterprise, they create group policy settings that you can import into Microsoft, and when you use the Microsoft tools, you'll see a little Google Chrome folder that you can click and set policies for Google Chrome, like what homepage automatically launches when you open up Chrome, or is Chrome allowed to update itself or not update itself. But that's covered in LAN 2 class. So right now we're only worried about that 57 meg file found under the installers folder. That will deploy Google Chrome out to our clients. And we'll do it where the client, all they have to do is just turn their computer on and Google Chrome will automatically install. Be centralized administration. But I have to have server 3 up and running before I can do that. So what I'm going to have to do on server 3, I'm going to create a shared folder and probably call it something like app deploy, and I'll share it with the $sign at the end. $sign's a hidden share. You can't see it in normal listings. So let me go ahead and show you that on my computer. So if I look at my computer, I see that I have one folder shared and I have a printer shared. What I don't see is that the actual C drive is shared out. I can type in, I know some built-in hidden shares like C $sign. It shows me my C drive, but I didn't see that in my listing. So if you share anything out and put a $sign at the end, it's shared. Nobody can see it unless you know how to actually type the whole thing out there. Might be good for any type of utility deployment or anything that only IT people need to deal with in your other clientele at your company. CEOs, managers and stuff, they don't know any IT stuff. They don't need to be clicking in and clicking utilities that might wipe something off the system or get into PowerShell, save scripts and stuff like that. So you can have your own admin shares and have a $sign at the end, and you just have to remember what the name of it is to get there. So we're going to do that on server 3. We're going to do like an admin share $sign, and we're going to put up, we can put stuff like Google Chrome, Adobe Reader, any utility out there that has an MSI file. We can copy into there and tell it to deploy from that folder using group policy out to specific machines in their company. So that's our end goal. Another goal to add in when we share it out, I'm going to set permissions on the folder. I'm going to take away generic users. I'm going to leave administrators. I'll probably even take away everyone. And just to show as an example, let's see what all domain groups we have out there are. I'm going to use domain computers whenever I share out on server 3 as the permissions. I'm going to take away users and put domain computers in there where only the computer account can access that shared folder. I'm going to make it to where that regular users can't see the files in there. It's probably a bad thing if regular users can just see all those install files and maybe accidentally install something they shouldn't. So if only the domain computers can see it, I can put a policy in the domain controller that says, hey, these group of computers get this program, these computers over here get that program, and that way users can't go around your configuration. So when server 3 comes up, we'll create a new shared folder. We'll set it for only computers, not user accounts, but computers themselves can access that shared folder. And then we'll set a policy on what programs to install out of those shared folders. So when the computer boots up, it'll read the policy and should install the program. Sometimes it takes about a day for it to work, or up to 3 hours. The computers are programmed to only refresh the group policy every 3 hours while they're running. And to do an actual install of a program, the computer has to reboot and be in boot up before it'll install. So when you do deploy out a program like this, a lot of times it's the next day when somebody comes in the morning, turns the computer on, boots it up before it actually gets to the program. We'll show some workarounds to speed up the process. Something that all IT administrators they all know very well. called GP Update. Talk to anybody in IT that's worked here, or any company that's worked in IT with Active Directory, and they'll know exactly what GP Update is. Oh, GP Update / force, yeah. Use that all the time. But I don't know if this is going to finish before lunch. I don't know how long it'll take.